Good morning, everyone. We are the reporter of Chapter 14, Assessing Resources for Growth from External Sources. Next. Using external parties to help grow a business. Some of the mechanism entrepreneurs can use are the following: franchising, joint ventures, acquisition, and mergers. Franchising, an arrangement whereby the manufacturer or sole distributor of a trademark product or service gives exclusive rights to local distributor to independent retailer in return for the payment, royalties, and conformance to standardized operating procedure. The person offering the franchise is known as the franchisor, and the franchisee is the person who purchases the franchise. Advantages of franchising. Franchising is an arrangement between the franchisor and the franchise. The entrepreneur, as a franchisee, avoids the risk of starting a business from scratch. The franchisee enters a business with an accepted name and product. And another advantage is the managerial assistant from the franchisor. The franchisee is an opportunity to start, I mean, the franchise is an opportunity to start a new venture and save capital. A franchise offers years of experience and market knowledge. And last one, balik sa kausa. And the last one is the franchisor identity suppliers of standardized standards. Next, Playog. Advantages of franchising as franchisor. Franchising allows quick expansion with the little capital. Capital needed is much less than without franchising. Value of franchise depends on the history and product offered. Third is operating a franchise business requires fewer employees. A franchisor sees cost advantages. They can achieve economics of scale by purchasing large quantities, sum of parts and raw materials selling to franchises. A big cost advantage is committing larger sums of money to advertising using an advertising pool. Next, Bador. And disadvantages of franchising. Problems between franchisor and franchisee are common and receiving attention from the government and trade associations. Disadvantage to the franchisee centers on the franchisors
Continue.
inability of disadvantage to the franchisee center on the franchisors inability of the franchisors to provide services, advertising, and location. Franchisors failing or being bought out by another company. The franchisor also incurs risk, difficulty in finding quality franchises. Poor management can cause individual franchise failures, reflecting negatively on the entire system. Next, types of franchises. There are three types of, but variation exists. Dealership occurs when manufacturers use franchise to distribute their product lines. Dealers must meet quotas. Franchise offers a name, image, and method of using business. A third type offers services. Franchising opportunities involved with changes in the environment such as good health, time saving, or convenience. healthcare, and the second baby boom. Investing in a franchise. Franchising involves many potential risks. Assess these factors before making a final decision. Is the franchise proven or unproven? What is the financial stability of franchise? What is the potential market for the new franchise? And what is the profit potential for a new franchise? Most information is in the disclosure statement or prospectus. Compare front-end procedure fees, royalty payments, and expenses. The franchise agreement contains the requirements and obligation of the franchisee. Next. Ay, Lizel, ikaw na Lizel.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, classmate. Joint venture, a separate entity that involves a partnership between or more active participants. The most common type is between two or more private sector companies. Some joint ventures are formed to do cooperative research. Industry, university research agreements may have issues. Uh, Cooperation wants to tangible result such as a patient and university want to share financial returns, but they want to publish the knowledge through research papers. Next, international joint venture. And the advantages is both companies share in earnings and growth. The joint venture can have low cash requirements. They provide ready access to new international markets. There is less resource drain than a fully owned subsidiary. And drawbacks. Problems is indirection and growth may occur if partners have different objectives. Cultural differences can create managerial difficulties. Government policies can negatively impact the venture. X factors in joint venture success. To be effective, managers must work well together. Expectation must be realistic and consistent across all partners. There must be symmetry of objectives and capabilities with both sides perceiving a fair relationship. The timing must be right. A joint venture is one of many options for supplementing the resources of the firm and responding quickly to competitive challenges and market opportunities. And questions. An acquisition is the purchase of a company or a part of it. The acquired company is absorbed and no longer exists independently. Acquisitions are excellent for growth and entering new markets. A key issue is agreeing a price. The structure of the deal can be more important to success than the price. A prime concern is to ensure the acquisition fits into the overall strategic plan of the present venture. So, the advantage and disadvantage of the acquisition. The advantage is established business, customers know location, established marketing structure, may cost less than on other methods of expansion, and existing employees are all important assets. More opportunities to the creative. And the disadvantage is entrepreneurs and managers may be overconfident in their ability to overcome the problems, and most ventures for sales have a marginal success record. If a business changes hands, the employee may also leave. If the price is too high, the return may be too low. And the last one, lack of synergy is a frequent cause of a failure. Structuring the deal. There are many techniques, each with distinct advantages. The deal structure involves the parties, the assets, the payment form, and the timing of the payment. Two common deals, the direct purchase or bootstrap purchase. Entrepreneurs' direct purchase of stock of assets. The bootstrap purchase of assets. Locating acquisition candidates may require a professional business broker who aggressively find buyers. Personal contacts and friend ad may lead to acquisition candidates. Mergers. A merger is a transaction involving two or more companies in which only one company survives. A key concern is any merger
Amador,
of
Ako ni, mergers.
ikat lang to.
Ah, mergers. A merger is a transaction involving two or more companies in which only one company survives. A key concern in any merger or acquisition is the legality of purchase. Merger motivation ranges from survival to protection to diversification to growth. A merger requires sound planning. Objectives must be spelled out. Evaluate the other company to avoid compounding weakness and establish a climate of trust. Value merger candidates the same as acquisition candidates. A common procedure is to estimate the present value of the discounted cash flows and the expected after-tax earnings. Leverage buyout. A leverage buyout LBO occurs when an entrepreneur uses borrowed funds to purchase an existing venture for cash. Most LBOs occurs because the entrepreneur think they can run the company more efficiently. Purchaser needs a large amount of external funding, usually in the form of long-term debt. Banks, ventures capitalists, and insurance companies provide most debt for LBOs. The repayment plan must be in line with the expected cash flows. The key to success is to cover principal and interest payments through increased profits. Determining a good LBO candidate, is the asking price reasonable? Do subject evaluation of industry competitiveness and competitive position of the firm, uniqueness of product and life cycle stage, and abilities of remaining key personnel. Quantitative techniques include the price earnings ratio of LBO compared to comparable companies, the present value of future earnings, and its book value. Assess the firm's of debt capacity. This depends on the business risk and the stability of the future cash flow. Cash flow must cover financing payments. Develop an appropriate financial package tailored to the situation. Negotiating for more resources. There are two tasks when negotiating for access to an external growth mechanism. Distribution task. Distribution task is negotiating how the benefits of the relationship will be allocated between the parties. Integration task. Exploring possible mutual benefits from the relationship. Making the pie bigger increases the likelihood of an agreement. Collaboration is more beneficial than a conflict resolution approach. Negotiation requires initial assessment and strategies to gain information during the negotiation interactions.